Welcome to Wyoming Country Living, where the skies stretch wide, the porch is always open, and the critters just keep coming. We're Kim and Chris, empty nesters who traded East Coast hustle for the wild peace of Wyoming. Each week, we're tackling homestead projects, wrangling our growing animal crew, and learning to live the country life one adventure at a time. Be sure to hit that like button and follow along so you don't miss a moment. And stick around till the end for our front porch question of the week. We're saving you a seat. So, on our animal walk this morning, we're going to do some pre-wind damage assessment. So first, though, you'll notice the gate to the rooster pen is open. We have rehomed, aka freezer camp, 6 of the 7 roosters. We did keep Coco, and we had been letting him have free access to all of this area, and he kept trying to, well, he kept flying out. And so one morning I brought the dogs out, and Coco was outside of this fenced area. Rip got to him. He ended up taking off in that direction, and we haven't seen him in a couple of days. So we saw a post on Facebook last night that he might be at a neighbor's down the road, so we're going to drive and see if it's him a little bit later today. So after the wind, we have a little bit of snow coming today, but my pile of wood here, pretty much a disarray. My wreaths that used to be on my shed here, I have one wreath minus the bow, and the other one is actually inside. I was able to save it, but haven't put it outside yet. Getting a little bit of snow here this morning. Thankfully, this whole area pretty much did not too bad, right? Because there's not a whole lot of stuff there to deal with the wind. But over the last couple of days, couple weeks actually, the wind was very severe. A couple of nights ago, there was a fire about 30 miles in this direction that I'm pointing now. And when I came out to care for the animals, it was insane how heavy the fire smell was. So you could see our dumpster is empty, but it's also overturned from the wind. Some of my Christmas decorations did not make out too well. This snowman is still attached, but very repositioned from how I had him. Rip and Sky are liking the snow. Probably the biggest casualty of my Christmas decorations is my poor little moose, who has shed his antlers and his ears. I'm hopeful that I can fix him, but he did not maintain those winds too well. The cement bags on my Christmas tree actually have kept this tree somewhat standing, very heavily leaning. Lots of the bulbs, particularly up at the top, missing. Some of them are littered around the ground here, the star over here, but the collar that I had around the base of the tree ended up halfway across the property. This poor little tree, you can see the lights. It was in that flower bed yesterday. I just picked it up and stood it there in that direction. This one. But so over the last week or so, we've had winds in some places. Are you thirsty, Sky? I'll get to it. I'll get it. All right, let me give them some water and then I'll come back. A little bit colder out here than I thought this morning. I was not anticipating snow. Got myself this new handy dandy little hat that, is, I don't know how to do this, is a hat, but also when it's really cold, can really give me some winter weather protection. So it's not that bad today, but I do need the hat. The girls seem to make out pretty good. My panels here, which I still haven't finished, have really significantly helped. And it was crazy windy, and they were able to be out here in the run because the temperatures weren't bad. But at one point in the last couple of days, there were wind gusts of 144 miles an hour on Coffin Mountain in Wyoming. Ours didn't get that high, but boy, did it feel like it. So these wreaths maintained. But yeah, so a little wind assessment after this crazy wind, which some people who have lived in Wyoming forever says that it has the worst stretch of windy days that they can ever remember. So kind of dreary here this morning. But I think it's going to brighten up. Sky's brightening over there. A little bit of blue skies up there, but the snow flurries sure do make it pretty. All right, time to do some animal chores. So I've been trying the deep litter method here in the goat house for this winter. I still have to get that other side up, but again, the wind comes mostly from there. It hasn't been crazy cold. So what I've been doing is just adding hay on top to keep it dry, frankly, the smell is not horrible, which you would think it would be. The problem I'm having, and I'm sure it has to do with the wind, is that a lot of the hay, actually straw, is ending up outside of the shelter, which I guess that's just from them coming and going. They've been spending a lot of time inside here because of the wind, and so they eat predominantly from this inside feeder. So I have been having to fill that a couple of times a day. Their outside feeder, obviously, when it's not blowing them to Nebraska, they're content to eat out here. But this deep litter method is supposed to, with the decomposition of the waste material in the straw, is supposed to help with some heat through these winter months. So we'll see how it goes. It needs a fresh layer today, but it's supposed to be about 50. Hi, my friend. Here's my fat little Bernie. It's supposed to be 50 later today, so I'm going to bring in, there's Penny, some more straw and freshen that up for them. But the girls know that it's time for their grain, so they keep going over to their little feeder there, but I got to kick the boys out so that they don't eat the girls' grain. Just the girls get grain. So while the girls are eating, the boys come with me on a walkabout as we add water to everybody's water. Hi. And check on the chickens. And then they'll go back in with the girls.
All right, so been a couple weeks because we were out of town and frankly keep forgetting to record anything, but that's all right because according to Kim, we never do anything or get anything accomplished, so I'm sure you didn't miss anything. So the project today is Kim's mudding and taping the drywall down here. She insisted that I had to mix up the drywall mud and told me to put water in it, which I did. And now she's mad that it's too watery. So not really sure what I was supposed to do, but she's mad about everything today. Not very Christmas spirit friendly today. So we'll see. I'll leave this here to see what she's doing. She'll probably turn it off because she's being mean. Doesn't want you to know anything that's going on. I can tell by her stoic silence that she's really trying to avoid lashing out when it can be caught on camera. So I'm going to put this here. I'm going to guess it'll stay here and it'll never move. Even when she goes around the corner and behind the thing, you can't see anything. But it's drywall mudding, so how exciting could it possibly be? Call me if you need anything, dear.
I do. not sure how well this is going to work because it's definitely too runny. So I watched another video this morning just to refresh because it's been a while since I did the bedroom, and this step I don't think I did with the bedroom, although I can't really say for sure, which was basically pre-mud before doing like the corners and things to kind of fill those gaps where the corner round will go. So I don't think it has to be perfect, but it's just kind of filling those gaps. And the video that I watched this morning, the guy said, you don't have to do these. I can't remember what he called them, but there's a special name for the ones, the seams that run horizontal versus the ones that run up and down. He said, I did not have to do this with the horizontal seams, just the vertical ones. Sure. Can't really remember why. But I mean, he was obviously a professional because he was super fast. I don't have a problem sanding. I don't mind the sanding, so it's not going to be pretty like his was pretty, but that's okay because I'll go back and sand eventually. Would like some more light down here, but we're not there yet. So basically, what the guy said that I watched this morning is the reason that you do this on vertical pieces is so that it kind of seeps down in and acts as a glue to adhere the two pieces together. Well, I'm pretty sure that was mostly a pointless endeavor because mostly all needs redone tomorrow. But it is what it is. We'll let this dry and get back at it tomorrow. All right, my 10th attempt to get started this morning because the dogs were being troublesome. So we went yesterday and purchased more mud so that it has more substance to it. And I'm now going to do the second coat. So to mix everything up here. Obviously, I do something wrong because the guy that I watched yesterday, just to refresh my memory, really likes this, the paper drywall tape. But for me, I get way too many bubbles with the paper tape. So I thought I would try it again today because, again, obviously I'm watching a video of a professional, but he made it look so easy. And it just, I don't know what I do wrong with it, but it gets all bubbly and pockets of air get underneath it. So obviously I'm doing something wrong because you should not have to use this much elbow grease to get those pockets of air out. So I'm not sure what the story there is, but like, it's really bad. I see a lot of sanding in my future. Yeah, I do not like the paper. I don't know. Oh, I knew that, but I thought I would try it. All right, continuing with the drywall. Just plugging along with the mudding. Hope to finish it up today. Fingers crossed. All right, first coat of mudding done. All the corners inside the closet are done. One of the corners outside the closet is done, but these two exterior outside corners, I got a new kind of outside edging piece, so I have to do some research tonight on how to attach those. So they're rounded, and that's mostly that's what we have on the rest of the house. So just to kind of match the rest of the house, but it doesn't fit flush, and so that's what I have to investigate a little bit here before I attempt to do that. I will obviously need to do some sanding and a second coat. I don't know if I'm going to do a second coat inside the closet, but I'm definitely going to do a second coat outside because there are a couple of spots that you can still kind of see the tape. So I'm going to let it dry overnight. Definitely up there at the top, you can see where the tape marks are. And since this is the outside that everybody will see, I'm going to sand and do another coat out here. I am going to texturize these walls so it doesn't have to be perfect, but yeah, it takes me a lot longer than it takes the people in the video whose videos I watch, and I know I use a lot more mud than they do, but it is what it is. So continue tomorrow. Starting to teach Rip the perimeter, and we're also getting him used to the goatees. So we're doing a perimeter walk, and the goats are coming right along with us. Gonna start to do this a couple of times a day to start really teaching Rip what the perimeter of our property is, so that eventually, once we get this fence up, he can have free reign of all this land with these little goatees.